Lightning? Is it interesting?
Yes, Mr. Jeff. I mean, no, sir. It gets awful dirty around here. Yes, sir. It sure do get dirty around here. I never seen it like
Miss Kane, what's it all about?
It's Mr. Manning. He's presenting, or at least he's attempting to present some sort of a new plan.
Why, of course. Have you ever heard of a factory representative that didn't have some sort of new plan?
Well, but this sounds as though it might really be important.
Well, that may be all right, but how's Mr. Morgan taking it?
As usual.
Mr. Morgan, the point is you're face-to-face with the greatest opportunity in your experience as a Chrysler dealer. And it's up to you to decide right now whether you're going places or be content merely to coast along.
Yes, I know all about that. But what are you going to do when a lot of nincompoops say...
I see you out there. All right. When I say I don't want to be disturbed, I don't want to be disturbed. And please get that in your head, will you?
Now listen, for the last time, please leave us alone. What? Oh, well, why didn't you say so? Ask Mr. Harper to come in, please. Oh, say, Ralph, I almost forgot to tell you. Jeff Harper and I are leaving town this noon for the weekend. We're going down to see State play Washington Tech.
Ought to be a good game. If they can knock over Washington Tech, State ought to win that conference. Oh, say, by the way, this is Tom Jr.'s last year, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm mighty glad he's playing, too. You know, there's nothing like football to teach you how to play the game of life.
Spare the women and children now.
Sorry, Jeff, but it seems as though every time I sit down to talk to a man from the factory, everybody in this place conspires to interrupt us.
Well, how are you, Mr. Harper?
I'm glad to see you.
I understand that you and Mr. Morgan are going down to see State play tomorrow.
Oh, yes. You know how it is with all these old football heroes. They have to go back to their alma mater occasionally to get inspiration.
Well, Mr. Morgan, we'll declare a short recess in our discussion.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, our plans are set. You can't laugh off success, Ralph. And I guess even you'll admit I've been successful.
Ideas of success differ, Mr. Morgan. There's quite a difference between real achievement and merely getting by. You know, after all, you're not in the Prairie League. With the Chrysler Plymouth franchise, you're playing ball with the big fellows. And if you're going to be a leader in the big league, you're going to have to play big league ball.
Sure, Ralph, I know. We'll have plenty of chance to talk about that after I get back.
Goodbye, Mr. Morgan. Goodbye, Mr. Harper.
Goodbye.
Remember, Mr. Morgan, the public introduction of the new models is only a few days away. That's the kickoff in your big game. Well, I hope you enjoy your trip to State. Oh, and by the way, notice which boys play the whole game and which ones get hauled out and planted on the bench. Goodbye.
Now, what the devil is he hinting at?
Search me. All I know is we have a train to catch, and I'm not hinting we'd better hurry.
Boy, it sure takes you back to wander around through these old scenes.
Yeah. Give you a pennant and a bag of peanuts, and you'd be right back in your freshman days.
You said it, Jeff. I'd like nothing better. And believe me, this time I'd make the most of my opportunity, too. You know, Jeff, the trouble with me was that I always thought I knew more than the folks who were trying to teach me. Sometimes it takes a long time to learn your lesson.
Whoa, now, wait a minute. You'll have me in tears.
Say, there's Foxy Ricky, state coach. Hey, Foxy, coach.
Well, Morgan, old Stonehead himself.
Oh, Jeff, that's just a nickname they had for me in school.
Old Stonehead. I understand.
Well, well, well. How are you?
Fine, Foxy. Jeff, I want you to meet Foxy Ricky, who has made more football stars than Carter has pills. Foxy, this is Jeff Harper.
How do you do?
I'm glad to know you.
Well, Foxy, what are the prospects for today?
Lousy. If they were any worse, I'd call the game off and go fishing.
There you are, the confirmed pessimist. He's got the greatest football squad in the history of state. Every man in the peak of condition, an unbroken record of success for 2 years, and he says his prospects are lousy. Why, Foxy, every football forecaster in the country gives you a 2-to-1 edge over Washington.
Right. And that's just exactly what's the matter.
Huh?
Just what I said. Our gang is too good. Instead of a rip-snorting, fighting football team, I'm coaching a bunch of celebrities.
But, well, I don't get it.
No? Then you ought to watch them in practice. Instead of fighting tooth and nail for every inch, they're running around like a lot of gazelles, practicing their farm.
Ah, forget it, Ricky. You need a liver pill. They'll snap out of it.
Yeah, when they see the score in tomorrow's papers.
Now, there's what I call a swell-looking bunch of boys.
Yeah, well, they don't pay off on looks, you know.
Oh, get out.
Hi, Charlie.
As the teams take the field, State's an overwhelming favorite. However, Washington's been pointing for this game all season, and they're going to give the prospective conference champions a real run for their money. Already, folks. There goes the kickoff, and the game is on. When the referee recovers a ball, Washington gets credit for a 14-yard advance. Those Tech boys are certainly making a favorite state aggregation look bad. Tom Morgan, State's big ground gainer, has been stopped cold here today, and now Tech is on the march.
I don't get it, Jeff. I don't understand it. Why, this state team is better than Washington ever thought of being.
Well, now's a hell of a good time to show it.
State is sending in some substitutes. Just a moment, we'll tell you who they are. It's not due to any injuries or fatigue. In fact, the State boys don't seem to be even mussing their hair.
Get in there and fight, damn it. Get in there and show something. Come on. Break up that interference. Get in there.
And there's the first touchdown. Belding of Washington's going to try for the extra point. And the kick hits the goal post. With 2 minutes to go before the half, the score is Washington 6, State nothing.
6-0. And if that gang out there doesn't wake up, the final score will be 66-0.
Look, another substitution for State. Say, look who's coming out of the game. It's Tom Jr.
What do you mean coming out of the game? He hasn't been in the game. He doesn't even know there's a ball game on. If I could just get my hands on him.
What's the matter, Coach? I was doing all right out there.
Yeah?
I thought maybe you got tired standing up. The rules won't let us take a chair out in the field, so I thought I'd call you into the bench. We're now going to serve tea and cakes in the gymnasium. Won't you join me?
Here, hold my coat.
Where are you going?
I'm going to give somebody a good kick in the pants. Hey, Coach.
Well?
Listen, Foxy. Just let me get my hands on that kid of mine for a couple of minutes, will you? If I can't shake some of that complacency out of him, I'll go out and play his position the second half myself.
Not a bad idea. Come on with me. Gentlemen of the Saturday Afternoon Culture Club. It gives me great pleasure to introduce a holdover of the archaic age when football at State University was a man's game. His name is Morgan. We used to call him Stonehead Morgan, partly because he never found it necessary to wear a headgear, but principally because he never knew when he was licked. In 3 years of play for State, he never walked off the field once during the game. Sometimes we had to carry him off, but while he was able to stand, he never laid down on the job. Now, it occurred to me that it might be interesting to you gentlemen to meet this representative of the dark ages of football.
Gentlemen, perhaps those Washington boys don't know how good you are. Why don't you take your scrapbooks out on the field with you during the next half hour and show them your newspaper clippings? Show them how good you used to be. But on second thought, I'm afraid it wouldn't do very much good. Because in football, it really doesn't matter how good you were last week, or last month, or last year. It's the game you play today that counts. Now, Foxy spoke of the old days of football. In the old days, we took our trimmings, plenty of them. But not until every last man on the team had given everything he had. An opponent might beat us black and blue, but never yellow. I've always maintained that football builds men, prepares them for the game of life. But the football I saw this first half is building nothing but a bunch of quitters. In the world outside, they don't care what you might have done or how good you used to be. The payoff is on what you do today. In the game of life, there's a new kickoff every morning, and there's no timeout. And the player who slows up on one play or sits back to take it easy gets a substitute damn quick and for good. You've got everything you need to win, except the winning spirit. You've shown us the form of a champion, but the heart of an also-ran. This is State University. You're not in the Prairie League. You're playing ball with the big boys now. And if you're going to be a leader in the big league, you've got to play big league ball. Boys, believe me, I've played both football and the game of life. And there's one person you can't fool, and that's yourself. Get out there this next half and play a game that represents the best that's in you. Every man in on every play. Give them everything you've got, and win, lose, or draw, by God, I'll be proud to be a State man.
I'm not going to say anything now, but you watch us.
Well, Morgan, I guess you win another varsity letter. You're the only man on the state team that could win this afternoon. Boy, you sure told them the facts of life.
Yeah. I guess I told myself some of the facts of life, too.
It's a brand new ball game, folks, and if I didn't know the state players, I'd never think it was the same team. They're the same men, using the same plays, but oh, what a difference in the playing. In the first 3 plays, they tied the score to march down the field with Tom Morgan leading the parade. From now on, anything can happen and probably will.
That's the stuff, men. You can't stop that team now. What's the matter, boss? Aren't you getting a kick out of this game?
A kick? Oh, yes, yes. It practically knocked me conscious.
Come on, let's go. The ball game's over.
Like hell it is. Jeff, for us, the big game is just about to start. And we've got to hurry like the very devil to get ready. Come on, let's go.
Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie! Hey!
Morgan Motors. Just a moment for Mr. Morgan, please.
My word, Mr. Harper. If this is the way football games affect Mr. Morgan, I wish he'd stick to checkers.
All right. That's okay, but snap it up. We're in a hurry.
And this is only the beginning, Miss Kane. Only the beginning.
Well, I know the Lord gave me the brains of 2 people, but sometimes I wish he'd give me an extra pair of hands.
You cheer up, Miss Kane. The worst is yet to come.
Yes, Mr. Morgan. Mr. Watson of the Tribune is on the line, and there are 3 other calls waiting for you. All right.
Yes? Who? What did you say her name was? Never heard of her. Oh, yes, indeed. Ask her to come in, please. It's going to be a pretty close call on those new cars, Jeff. But we'll have them here in plenty of time, all right. Come in.
Miss Pine Lake, 1936, at your service.
Oh, my congratulations to the judges.
Will you want me with or without my bathing suit?
Without. That is, I mean, wear your clothes, but not too many to detract from your personality.
Okay, I'll wear an evening gown. And when the folks get a look at me in my evening gown, they won't even see your new car.
Modest, aren't you?
Modest? You haven't seen my evening gown.
Oh, let it go, let it go.
Let it go? Why, if I ever let it go, there'd be a riot.
All right, Miss. I look forward to seeing you at 7 on Thursday evening.
Yes, in your evening gown.
Goodbye.
May I,
Oh, Jeff. Hello? Oh, yes, Jerry. Say, I'll want that dance band of yours on Thursday evening for the unveiling of the new Chrysler. You know the sort of program I mean? Yeah, that's a good idea. You drop in and I'll run over the music with you. Okay.
Man, oh man, this is going to make history.
You're damned right it is. We're in the big league now, Jeff, and we're going to play big league ball and give this game everything we've got. Operator, get me the mayor, please.
What happened?
Well, I don't know. We got a telegram this morning.
A telegram? What did the telegram say?
Scared. I still can't believe it. It's a nightmare. It isn't true. Pretty soon I'll wake up and everything will be all right.
I'm afraid it is true, Chief. Altogether too true. I just checked with the railroad office again, and there's no mistake about it. Our shipment of cars is in that railroad wreck, and right now they're scattered all over the right-of-way.
We've got to do something. Here we are, all set for the biggest introduction in the history of this town, and nothing to introduce.
Mr. Morgan's office? Yes, just a moment. Here's Mr. Manning now.
Hello. Hello, Ralph. You have? He will? Will I come and get it? Say, I'd go through hell to get it. I don't know how, but I'll be there this afternoon to pick it up. The Chrysler dealer at Freeport is going to let us have one sedan until our cars get here. Manning's going over there now, and I'm going to meet him there and drive the car back.
But Freeport, that's 145 miles away. It's after 3 now, and your show's due to start at 8 o'clock. You'll never make it.
Don't bother me with details. Get me out to the airport. Miss Kane, you have a plane ready as soon as I get there, even if you have to buy the damn thing. Jeff, you go right ahead with the show. And somehow, I'll have that car back here in time for the unveiling.
Okay.
Go on, get out of here and get that car ready. Where's my...
Yes, Paul? Yes.
Where's my hat, Miss Kane? Where's my hat?
Over there.
Now listen, remember, have that plane ready by all means.
Yes, sir. Mr. Harper, aren't you going to dinner?
Me going out to dinner? And the most prominent people in town waiting to see a car that's 100 miles away, and I'm carving a steak? Scat! Scram! Go away and let me worry in peace.
Just feel that baby hang on, will you? It takes the curves wide open. No heeling over, no skidding, and even this rough gravel road feels just like a boulevard. And what comfort.
What did I tell you? These new shock absorbers and Chrysler's independent front wheel suspension are going to give you a riding comfort and roadability story to tell this year that no one else in the industry can match.
But suppose the car never gets here?
Then we're going to unveil you in a wreath of roses.
Well, you could do worse.
Go away.
Go away.
Oh, this is what I call carrying the mail. Boy, oh boy, what performance. Look at us passing him up. If I couldn't see the speedometer, I'd say we weren't doing a mile over 40.
Sure, with the new overdrive, this Chrysler gives you a mile-a-minute road speed with a 40-mile-an-hour engine speed. Oh, you're going to have a lot of surprises in this car.
Yes, sirree.
20 minutes to go, Mr. Hopper. Do you think that... Do I think? Hell no. I stopped thinking 2 hours ago. I'm just sitting here quietly going nuts. Ah!
If you'd ever told me that we could make 120 miles on a few gallons of gasoline at this speed, I'd have told you that you were crazy.
Yes, and if anybody told you could drive over these roads at that speed, you'd have laughed at them. But you did it, and you weren't taking chances either. That's the kind of an automobile this is.
Excuse me, please. Can you tell me where Mr. Morgan is? Eh? I only wish to heaven I knew. But don't let that bother you. You go right ahead. But be ready to swing into a funeral march, just in case.
Oh, sure, yes, sure. Si, senor, that's all right. Sure, yeah.
And so, on this most auspicious occasion, it gives me the greatest of pleasure to welcome the families who represent the flower of the citizenry of our city. And in a moment, you will be rewarded by the thrilling spectacle for which you have waited.
All right, boys, get that stuff off of there.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I take great pleasure in introducing...
Thank you, Emil.
And now I consider it an honor to present to you the new Chrysler of 1937.
Well, believe me, Chrysler's off to a flying start. Why, we got enough prospects out of that crowd tonight to keep our sales force busy night and day for weeks. Oh, boy. Am I glad that's over.
What the hell do you mean it's over? Tonight was just the kickoff. Now we start playing ball. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're going to have a meeting here, including everybody who works in this place, right on down to the porter. I guess we all agree that our introduction of the 1937 Chrysler was a great success. And certainly there can be no question about products for 1937. With the new Chryslers at their new prices, and with that new Plymouth, we are without doubt in the best position in our history. Absolutely. Now the question is, what are we going to do with this opportunity? Are we going to sit back and take it easy and be content with the natural increase in volume which is certain to come to us? Or are we going to do a job that we can all be proud of? Well, I'll answer that question for all of us. We are going to do 100% bigger business this year than we did last. After all, this business of selling cars is not much different from a good football game. It doesn't matter what you might have done or how good you used to be. The payoff is on what you do now. There's a new kickoff every morning, and there's no time out. And the player who slows up or takes it easy gets a substitute quick and for good. Believe me, I've played football, and I've played in the game of life. And there's only one person that you can't fool, and that's yourself. From now on, we are going to play the kind of game that every one of us can be proud of. Every man in on every play, and giving them everything that we've got. Now, here are the individual objectives of every person in this organization. Please stop by and pick up yours, because the ball game is on right now. Dave Carpenter, I want to see you just a moment.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Jeff, see that the people get those things, will you?
All right, Mr. Morgan. Well, the boss certainly went to town, didn't he?
Now, Dave, I'm not criticizing you. It was more my fault than yours, but, well, you know as well as I do that subconsciously we have always regarded service as a sort of necessary evil, but not anymore. From now on, service is going to be one of the most important parts of our business. We're going to offer such good service that every Chrysler owner in this town will come to us regularly. In fact, we're going out after service business from competitive owners.
Mr. Morgan, with that kind of service, we cannot only show a profit in the shop, but we will also give you a lot of new car business as well. Now, I've always maintained that a satisfied customer of Chrysler service is the best prospect for a new Chrysler car.
Exactly. We sell them and you keep them so.
And I can start installing this new equipment and accessories display?
Immediately. Go to it.
And how?
Mr. Morgan, without appearing to be too sloppily sentimental, I'd like to tell you that that meeting this morning put a spirit in this organization that I've never seen equaled anywhere, outside of a certain football game.
Yes, and don't overlook the fact that you've got quite a job cut out for yourself, too. It means greater manpower in both the new and used car division, greater supervision of manpower, intensive sales training, and better organized effort all the way down the line.
All right, Simon Legree. In fact, there are a couple of things that you overlooked that I'm adding to my objectives myself. By the way, if I may ask, just what is the foundation for this reorganization?
Jeff, do you recognize this book?
Why, oh, yes. Yes, this is the book about running your business on fundamentals, isn't it?
From now on, around here, it's the business Bible.
Say, you know, I'd give a lot to know what happened between the halves of that football game.
Jeff, at that football game, they introduced me as one player who never gave less than his best. And by the Lord, Harry, I won't give less than my best. I've got a reputation at stake.